over 95,000 fraud cases, more than 2 million victims across the 36 states of Nigeria. Real estate scams are fast becoming a disturbing trend in the sector. A dark story unfolds in the heart of Nigeria's rapidly growing real estate market. Many innocent people work hard to save millions of naira for their dream homes, only to fall victims to real estate scams, losing their hard-earned money, and watch helplessly as their dream of owning a befitting home turns into a lost wish. This is the dark side of Nigeria's property game, a world where fraudsters are playing with lives, money, and the future of families. From fake listings to forged titles and vanished investments, Nigeria's real estate is battling killer scams, and many have been victims of these crimes. In 2023 alone, a staggering 95,620 real estate fraud cases were reported. This was an increase by 112% from the numbers in 2019. But here's the shocker. The scammers weren't Yahoo boys and pickpocket agberos on the streets. They are mostly the so-called professionals, people whom you would trust with your life savings. They are estate agents, developers, and even consultants. Real estate scam in Nigeria wears different names and appear in different forms, and very few people are aware. Victims of these scams have no idea that they are being scammed until it happens and they lose everything. The security agents, in most cases, are unable to help victims of real estate scams in arresting the scammers and recovering their losses. We uncovered some of these hidden scams, and they are shocking. Mortgage scam. One of the fastest growing scams in Nigeria's real estate market is mortgage fraud. How does it happen? The fraudsters target desperate buyers. They offer the buyer fake mortgages or ghost loans that have low interest rates and flexible loan terms. In another way, the scammers lure their victims with fake bank documents and falsified income statements. Then they ask the buyer to make some deposit to be able to access their offer. They make their offer too sweet and tempting for the buyer to reject. As soon as the buyer makes the initial deposit, which mostly runs into millions, the scammer disappears. Sometimes the buyer borrows money to make the initial deposit. This leaves them both at painful loss and in huge debt. Title fraud is one of the fast-spreading scams in Nigeria's property market. The scammers forge documents of people who own properties. They trick the buyers into believing that the properties were real and they made a good purchase. These scammers operate a sophisticated network that includes even government officials, security agents, and sometimes lawyers too. The network shields them from prosecution when the victims seek to reclaim their properties or justice. Hardly do they get justice except when the victim equally has connection. A recent incident happened in Abuja where an estate developer colluded with a property firm to fraudulently obtain $298,000 and 48 million naira from a company. He used fake documents to claim ownership of a plot of land in Jahi district and sold it to the victim company. The victim company was lucky to get justice. The scammer was arraigned on a 4-count charge of forgery, obtaining money under pretenses, and found guilty. He was sentenced to 24 years in prison. But in most cases, the victims do not get justice. House construction scam. House construction fraud is another scam dominating Nigeria's real estate sector. Developers promise buyers luxurious homes, collect money from their victims, and then abandon the construction. Weeks of delay become months and eventually years with no progress. The buyers only see progress on paper but never get to see the actual construction. A terrible incident happened in Lagos where a Nigerian couple who were based abroad fell victim. Olubukola and Oluyomibo Olaniyan, a Nigerian couple living in the US, invested over 25 million naira into a 3-bedroom terrace duplex in Lagos, their dream property. But that dream was shattered. Despite making a 50% down payment, months passed with no progress or response from the so-called developer. After endless attempts to get updates, the couple demanded a refund. It wasn't until the Lagos state government and the media got involved that they were able to recover their money. A rare and fortunate outcome which most victims do not have the privilege of. Another real estate scam uncovered is fake listings. The scammers use stolen and professionally edited photos of luxurious homes to trick buyers. They make them unrealistically cheap. Once the buyer falls for the trap and transfers money, the scammers disappear. The result? Millions of naira lost in the blink of an eye. What has been the fate of the victims of these scams? Of course, it is easy to guess. Their hopes are dashed, dreams are shattered, savings wiped out, and families torn apart. But to you who may be looking to invest in real estate in Nigeria and wish to escape falling victim to these scams, there are certain things you must know. We uncovered 10 of them. They are the best ways to avoid falling victim to real estate scams in Nigeria. Number 1, always verify property title. Ensure the seller has the legal right to transfer ownership. You can do this by conducting research at the land registry in the state where the property is located. 2, use a trusted real estate agent or property lawyer. They can help you verify documents, negotiate contracts, and ensure the deal complies with legal standards. 3, research the seller. Do not fall for the "I swear to God" tactics. Confirm they are the true owners of the property you are buying or renting. Request for the deed of assignment, survey plan, and their identification documents. Do not be scared of requesting for their national identity card. Conduct due diligence. 4, carry out a physical inspection of the property. Go to the neighborhood. Ask people who live around about the ownership status of the property. Inspect the land or building in person and check if the property's condition matches with the seller's claims. 5, do not pay in cash. Using bank transfers help you keep a receipt of your transaction, time, date, and even the receiver's account details. Also ensure that the account you are paying to is one that bears the seller's name or company name. Do not buy a property from Jide Okafor and the account you are transferring to is Musa Okon. 6, obtain the governor's consent. It is a legal requirement for transferring property ownership in Nigeria. Go to the appropriate ministry and get the governor's consent to avoid any issues with your property. 7, conduct comprehensive legal research at the relevant registry. Check for encumbrances and liabilities. Make sure the property is free of any court cases, unpaid mortgages, or taxes. Number 8, look out for red flags. One known tactic of real estate fraudsters is pressure. They might pressure you to pay quickly as there are others who want to pay for the property, and if you don't pay on time, you would lose it. In situations like this, please calm down because you cannot lose what you don't even own. Take a step back if you feel pressure to pay. 9, insist on a well-drafted contract. Make sure the contract clearly states the terms of the contract, which includes payment schedules, timelines, and penalties for breach of contract. And lastly, check the safety of the environment if you are planning on living there. Some environments are full of thieves and kidnappers. Do not build your home in an environment where your safety or that of your family is not guaranteed. Remember, in land is like investing in gold. It never depreciates. If you learned something or like this video, let us know in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, and share the video.
Free Life Media.